Alright. So if you can see that little bit of pink, there you go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare it. So remember, the wider it is, the tighter the clearance is. And so what you use this gauge to kind of compare close enough to what it looks like. Dang, that's close. Well, I call this, let me see if I can get it on this one here. So if you can see, I don't know if you can. Anyway, the thickness is right about dead on 0.003. See if I can get a light. Anyway, that's perfect. That's exactly where we need to be. So this replacement crankshaft does work on the high sun engine. So what that means is we're going to put it together now. The only difference between putting it in the first time is we're not going to use plastic gauge. You can just take a rag here and just kind of, or you can actually take your fingernail and scrape a lot of that off. It doesn't really hurt it, but it's just might as well just go ahead and take it off. So I took it off that side, and I'm going to take it off the cap here. And so what I'm going to do differently is I am going to put assembly lube on all the bearing surfaces. So I got this, this is also another product that I found at AutoZone. I used this last time when I spun a rod bearing on my wife's Mazda, and it worked pretty well. It's really, really, really tacky. It's pretty much a thick oil. You can see this. It's like a, I think they make like a candy. It's like a green syrup that you can see. And it just, whatever you slather it on, it stays to it. So I'm just going to slather that on that bearing surface. Also going to put a lot. Really, it's not. You could pretty much probably use oil for this. It's just. It's just a habit I do. This is more or less something you do on bigger automotive engines where it actually has a pressurized oiling system. This just uses a splash top. Then again, it can't hurt it. But definitely pre-lube your parts before you stick them in for the final assembly. Alright, so now I just gotta slide that in there. And hopefully I get this piece to come around and contact that rod without scraping it too bad. There. Alright. Now I'm going to take that right there. Again, put the oil splash, this little tank towards the bottom. Dang it. That's tight. You know, I got skinny fingers, man. This is still hard. Alright, there's that one in. Let me try using that's gonna be too tall. There. You know what? I'm just gonna let that rotate it around. Don't want to tie that too tight. Switch back over to the torque wrench, double check, make sure you haven't twisted it out where it needs to be. Still got one. Let's see, let me make sure 108. Because like I said, what was it? What was the number? 108 inch-pounds. So it's 9 foot-pounds. I'm about to crank it just a hair. There you go. And keep going back and forth, so make sure you seat it correctly. You don't want to torque it all in one shot. Nice torque. Torque. Alright. That's in there. So now, okay. Let's move freely. We still got our tappets in there. Now we gotta make sure this governor gear splined up good. So now, again, like I said earlier, you got to get the dots right here to line up. So try to get that dot lined up as close, this dot lined up as close as possible with this. It makes it easier for this to slide in. Let's see. Just like that. Again, let me zoom in and show you these dots. Come on, focus. There you go. So you got the blue mark is in the valley of the camshaft, and then the peak, you get a dot on the crankshaft. Actually, again, for a sanity check, let me double check the crankshaft I took out, make sure this is about the same here. Yep. That's right. All right. All right, now it's time to put on the engine cover. Go ahead and take some oil and lubricate that bearing surface so it slides a little bit easier, and also through that oil seal. If I can find where I put it. Again, before you put it back on, double check, make sure the gasket is still good. If there's any oil residue, just dab off that extra. Wipe away from the inside in case there's any lint from your cloth that wants to go in. Now this part, don't rush it, because you gotta get this lined up, you gotta get these dowels lined up, and you also gotta get this camshaft to fall into it correctly.
So just keep putting it on nice and slow and keep wiggling it. And put it on nice and slow and keep wiggling it. And make sure everything's moving right. Governing that, and that's moving good. Okay. Make sure we're lined up still. Still lined up. Alright, so now we're going to put this on nice and slowly. We don't want to tear that oil seal. So you just want to keep wiggling. Because you got to catch that. There we go. Get something lined up. I think we may have it now. We just have to line up the dowels. There we go. It's fully seated. Check on the sides. There's no gap. Go ahead and put all these bolts. 6 bolts back in. From there, 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 and there. Don't know what that bolt hole's for. I haven't seen it used yet. I'll use an extension for this one. So I'm just going to tighten these down a little bit snug. Not all the way, because I like torquing everything, especially gasket circles. And I'm going to do a semi-crisscross here. Yep. Grab a 3/4 inch. I'm sorry, 3/8 inch torque wrench, and we're going to set this to 17 foot-pounds, is what the spec calls. I'm getting all these specs from. There's a guy posted on Old Mini Bike forum that gives pretty much all the clone engine specs. Let's see here. 15. 17. Again, I want to do like a crisscross pattern. Doesn't exactly say to do that, but I always do it on any kind of gasket when I can. So make sure I'm still okay. 17. Put the extension on this. I'll go through. Double check all of them. Just kind of hard to hold this awkward. 1. Six. All right. That's done. Over here to the flywheel. All right. There's flywheel. There's a key on it. So line that up. this one you can see this kind of teardrop looking shape. And there's also plastic little, I don't know if you see it, nubs right here. Something like that. And hold that in place. Here on the back you have a nub that sticks out. That nub goes right here in the actual metal of the flywheel. And then all the plastic pieces, or the plastic embossments, go up through this cup. And what I usually do with this one is I smack it with an impact. I think the spec on this may be like, give me a second, I'll give you the spec on this. Spec on this, flywheel nut, 54 foot-pounds. I'll just give it a couple of blips with this and it usually works out okay. I know when I'm torquing lug nuts, when I do about 3 black or hits with this, it usually gets them almost close to 100 foot-pounds. Alright, so that's good. Alright, now we need the cover here. And again, do like we did before where we took it off, where you're leaning it. It gets a little bit better light there. Make sure you clear all the linkage. May have to tilt it back a little bit. What's that magnet? Yeah, watch out for your flywheel magnet. It'll pull this case down. Alright, that seems to be right. Here's the fun part, and it's called find your bolts. Put over here. Looking for my 1/4 inch. Let me find my different up there. Yeah, the top one's always going to be the hardest. I'm going to go ahead and line the bottoms. I'll turn that magnet. The magnet's pulling, the magnet of the flywheel is pulling this thing all out of position. So I moved it actually towards the ignition core. Hopefully that keeps it out of place. There's that. Let's put this on. If you remember right, it went on. You can actually see the threaded parts where this goes, of which holes you need to have lined up. Don't tighten the first one down all the way because there is a little bit of movement. Just get the first one started and right before snug. Otherwise, the other ones may be out of line. You're gonna have to loosen it anyway. But just do the first two a little loose, so that way you can get it. Alright, let me see how this thing rotates here. That's good. Doesn't feel it feels off. Alright, let me time to put the spark plug back on. Try with compression here is how it feels. Feels pretty good. I just need to put some oil in it, we'll fire it up and see what it does. Alright, so what I did is I just connected the ignition switch to it. I'm not going to connect anything else to it, I just want to make sure it runs okay before I do anything else. Plus I'm also going to be putting the torque converter on. I should have a video after this one showing you how to do that. Not too bad. That fuel in it. Choke. Fuel line is on. Choke is on. Everything seems fine so far. Alright, thanks guys. Thanks for watching. Just look on eBay for a GX200 crankshaft, 3/4 inch shaft output, Q-top. And that way you don't have to spend $100 or more on a Predator engine. You spend 25 bucks on it. To me, I don't need another engine, and plus I like doing this kind of thing. So for me, 25 bucks, I'll spend 25 bucks every day for an extra crankshaft. Just do it that way. It's not hard. If it's your first time, it may take you a while, but stay tuned for the next one. It should be easier than this. We're putting the torque converter on. All we're going to do is put some 1-inch tubing right there, cut the back right there, and maybe modify the chain, and that should be pretty much it. Alright, check out the next video. Thanks. Well, I was going to make a video on how to put this thing on there. It started raining, and I said, man, I'm going to try to hurry up and get this done before it gets dark, but I just went ahead and got it done. The only thing I'm going to tell you is the center bolt, when you put the 3/4 inch crankshaft in it, it's a 5/16 24 thread, if I'm not mistaken. Instead of metric, these TAV eBay kits, they come with metric bolts, it looks like. An M8 bolt is what they come with, but These crankshafts, they have a center bolt of 5/16, and what I've heard is standard for these Honda clones. I went with, for bolt extensions, I decided to use the same washers and nuts that came with it. And I used M8 1.25 thread by 60 millimeters. You see down there the 1x1 block on there. I cut the holes on the square inch tubing 3 inches and 1/8 apart, and I drilled a 3/8 hole all the way through. It doesn't look like I have to cut the chain because there's enough movement in the engine where I can move it forward. If it has it all the way back, you almost lose a link. Let's see, anything else? The bolts that came with it to mount it to the engine, the eBay kit, they were metric and they fit the Honda clone. Everything else appears to be fine. I'm gonna go ahead and start her up so you can see it. And I don't have the back chain connected yet, but I'll start it up and listen to it. Watch it move. Alright guys, thanks for watching. If you want to save some money, get you a $25 3/4 inch crankshaft off of eBay. It'll save you about 75 bucks versus buying a Predator engine. Now granted, when you get a Predator engine, you know, you gain a whole lot more time because it takes maybe about an hour to replace that if it's the first time doing it. Do save some money, it appears, in some bolts, because some bolts that come in the kit do actually match the clone engine. Thanks for watching. All right, bye.